Hi, my name is Michael. I'm a learning specialist here at Lehigh Carbon Community College, and welcome to the Student Success 101 series. Today we're going to be looking at grade management, in particular grade weights. All right. Now, not all graded assignments are equal. Right now, we kind of know that, right? And we kind of know it, but let's do an in-depth analysis of that and kind of what kind of a grade assignments kind of look at, right? So here's a sample grading procedures I got from a faculty syllabi, right? So we have a series of assignments, right? Chapter quizzes, 10%, homework assignments, 10%, journals, 10%, special project, 15%, group presentation, 15%, final portfolio, 25%, final exam, 15%. Total 100%. Okay? And then the instructor here has their grading scale. They use a 10-point scale with no pluses or minuses. Right. Now, keep in mind, other faculty members might use 7-point scales. They might have some pluses or some minuses in some areas. So watch that. Okay, you want to be aware of their final grading scale. Where are they using a 10-point scale, a 7-point scale, or another scale? All right. So watch that. It's something you want to keep in mind with. But let's break this down a little bit more. So let's highlight I'm highlighting these things, the quizzes, the assignments, and the journals, right? So looking at these, I note the S's on all these, right? Quizzes, assignments, and journals, right? So this tells me that there are multiple small assignments, right? We're going to have multiple quizzes, of course, this semester, multiple homeworks, and probably journals, throughout the semester, right? Now, the individual grades aren't huge. So one quiz isn't a huge factor. So I get a 60 on one quiz, it's probably not going to have a huge impact on my final grade. But collectively they are important. So if I have a 62% average on all my quizzes, at the 10% of my at the end of the semester, 10% of my grade is going to be a D. Right? So you have to watch those things. Now, normally these are builder assignments. Skill builder assignments, as some people call them. They're basically to see how you're doing and see how your learning's going and what you know and what you don't know. So these are like small assignments, and getting a 60 on a quiz isn't a big deal if you learn from it, learn what you don't know, so when you have that test or the bigger things coming up, that you can keep moving forward on those things, that your overall grade becomes improvement. Okay, so that's what I mean by skill builders. Little assignments throughout the semester help you kind of figure out where your learning strengths and weaknesses are. All right, so let's go to, by the way, some of these can be dropped sometimes. This is pretty commonplace for this too, is sometimes you'll see this, like maybe there's 14 quizzes over the course of the semester and your professor only takes 10 of them. So these multiple small assignments, sometimes these can be dropped. All right, now let's look at the special project, group presentation, and the final exam, right? These are big assignments, right? They're worth a letter grade or more. If you get a 0 on your final exam, you're kind of be in trouble for the class, right? Now, these are typically multiple step projects, right? Like that group presentation, that special project, you probably can't do very quickly, right? So there's more of a time commitment required. And typically there's no redos, lates, or second chances or drops on these. You kind of submit them, or you don't. Now, there might be late, right? There might be redos in rare occasions. That's your professor's call, not mine. But these things tend to be important, so you might not get a second chance to redo them. Most likely they're not going to be dropped, right? Final exam, for instance, can you do a final exam late? You really need to talk to your professor about those circumstances, right? So let's look at the final portfolio. This is the biggest assignment, right? 25% of your final grade. If you get a 0 on this, the best grade you can get in the whole course is a C. All right, that's if everything else is really good. So this is really important. Typically, something that's around 25% is as many weeks. It might be semester long and or has many starts or many steps and parts in it, right? There's more time commitment required for this, and it needs to be a regular commitment by you. Think in terms of a research paper. Right? You got to do many things to produce that research paper, right? And again, typically no redos, no lates, no second chances or drops on these. Right? This is a big important assignment. Okay, so this type of analysis can be really helpful while you're kind of planning out your day-to-day, but also your semester. Right? Think in terms of what the weights are. Think in terms of what the final grading scale is. Okay, so remember, paying attention to assignment weights and planning your workload around them is a real key concept in grade management. So look for more videos in this series, and keep in mind, reach out to your supports if you need help. And finally, we here at LCCC really do care about your success. Have a good one.